because this is a movie from the 80s that was literally, in my opinion, trying to diss and
is one of those
hit against like
the dog.
Supposedly, it's based off of a book that was supposedly based off of like some guy who went missing, which was a hoax, I guess. So
so like the Satanist training videos for cops. Got it.
It's jumping on the bandwagon of
D&D's bad.
Of dunking on Dungeons and Dragons.
The film I selected was Maces and Monsters. Tom Hanks' first starring role. I picked it because, hey, we play D&D. It was one of those movies that came out in the 80s that let's kind of bash D&D a little bit.
Yeah, D&D's satanic.
Yeah.
Let's ride that train while we still can. Before 2nd edition ruins it for us.
Think of it.
Where do I begin? Tom Hanks was in it.
Tom Hanks did a phenomenal job.
Tom Hanks does a phenomenal
for
job.
his first starring role ever. I mean,
look, that man can emote and just convey so much acting. Tom Hanks, like, what can you do?
Same for the other actors and actresses in the movie.
Look, it was probably their first movie too, so I don't blame them on that.
True.
Don't you love it, Merlin?
Words can't talk.
Oh, my mother just redecorated my room.
It's nice.
It's different.
Direction was really good in the movie. I mean, the props and everything. Hey, we kept talking about that, and
that map was fantastic. That was a good map.
No, the torch theme. We were on about that torch for like at least 10 minutes.
Jesus really wants that torch.
Transition. This is taking too long. What are you even doing?
Is that a torch? Oh my god!
Crap.
Immersion.
Now I'm jealous and I want one. Yeah. Look at that torch!
We're putting them all over the room until we set off the smoke alarm. I think he might take us into a cavern and like try to LARP our campaign next.
I am the maze controller, the god of this universe I have created, the absolute authority. Only I know the perilous course which you are about to take. Your fate is in my hands.
Hi, I'm Jesus.
Hello.
Jeremiah. We're reviewing Mazes and Monsters. What the fuck?
What movie?
Monsters and Mazes? Which one?
Mazes and Monsters.
God.
Directed by Stephen Hillard Stern.
It's directed by Stephen. Get your fucking ass back over here.
Get the fuck back in shot. You're not.
That is another thing. The movie is also known as Stephen Hillard Stern's Mazes and Monsters.
Oh,
he's fully immersed now.
What immersion? What is that? Oh my god!
He's gone too deep. He's now his character.
Shall we not begin the quest?
Robbie.
Now, the innkeeper and his wife fear the forest, and they warn me to stay away. I feel there must be some evil force dwelling within it. Do you know of this forest?
Yes, I am the maze controller. There is a
Kingdom of the evil Verations, ruled by the wicked Ak-Oga. Shall ye enter?
Aye.
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 Follow me, I know the way.
Just generalness. The movie by itself as a film sucks. I think the movie tries its best to be a legitimate film and it's doing its best to try to give a perspective into like that culture and like the negativity of D&D and like the extremeness of like something who's getting way too deep into this. And like most Hollywood, they just use mental illness as the excuse.
Of a Grant University student, the victim of a seemingly innocent game, Mazes and Monsters. Now, Mazes and Monsters is a fantasy role-playing game in which the players create an imaginary character. These characters are then plunged into a fantasy world of invented terrors. The point of the game is to amass a fortune without being killed. It's kind of a psychodrama, you might say, where these people deal with problems in their lives by acting them out. But in this case, there might be a loss of distinction between reality and fantasy, and possibly the loss of life in the process.
I have notes. In this movie, it stars young Tom Hanks, as we all know, delicious, gorgeous, nipple-bursting Tom Hanks. We have discount Mark Hamill, girl who has no plot in the movie or anything of her own other than to make boys jealous.
Oh, hi, JJ. What's happening?
Oh, nothing.
Come on in.
No, that's okay.
Okay, I'll be right out.
What else does she do? She gets stupidly lost in the maze just to further the plot along that she shouldn't have.
Daniel? 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 Daniel, help me, I'm lost! Help? Daniel? Daniel? Daniel, help me, I'm lost!
She victim blames? I don't know, she just blames herself for the relationship instantly.
What's wrong?
Kate, I can't be with you anymore. I mean, I would really like to, but I just can't be with you any longer.
Robbie, what do you mean? What did I do?
You didn't do anything.
Are you mad at me?
I, woman, I am the one who did something terrible to big man. And then we have Virgin. Those are your characters. Those are your epic heroes.
Acting in the movie. Well, I mean, other than Tom Hanks, it was about what you'd expect from like a small-time 80s film.
A small-time 80s film that was just aired on CBS as a, you know, direct-to-TV movie.
TV special. It was a TV special. It's exactly what you get out of a TV special. So it's
exactly.
like, I wasn't disappointed, is what I'll say. I kind of knew what I was getting into quality-wise, so that's not where my issue lies.
Dory, where do we begin? Entire storyline of, you know, the one with JJ talking about suicide and all that, and we just completely abandoned that story.
Poor guy. He acts so together, but he's really very lonely.
We're all alone in the world. You know that, don't you? Maybe I should smash my motorbike into the dorm wall. It's too ordinary. They think it was just an accident. You know that no Grant University student has ever committed suicide? What could I do? There's gotta be this stuff that legends are made of. I want them to remember J.J. Brockway. I know. The caverns. The mysterious forbidden Pequod Caverns. Boy genius, suicides in caverns. They talk about it forever. I'd be immortal.
On track here, which I'm very bad at. The one thing that I did not like about the film is basically my beef with anything, there's a word, like, I guess popular media-wise, where they try to convey some level of nerd culture or Dungeons and Dragon culture that a lot of general populace doesn't understand, and they just portray it in such a negative light. And so that just is the common norm that people conceive of other people that, you know, like this hobby. So I don't think that's really a fair representation.
Which you could see they were kind of like trying to, like, you know, inch into, especially
really
with the whole thing with
it.
Robbie's character going with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it's like
Robbie
you got too
going
into
mixing and
D&D,
stuff.
so you just, D&D was life, and all of a sudden you became your character and just ostracized everyone and killed a guy in an alley in New York. Negative, tiny little negative note of it, and just blowing it out of proportion and thinking that's the entire thing of it, which it's not.
My biggest beef with the movie was the ending. Just the fact that, hey,
that was a very
we didn't
That was a very unhealthy representation.
Solve anything
of mental illness, I think.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons. It just has to do with a very unhealthy thing that had to do with mental illness, and I did not like that because they just enabled him into LARPing his character for life because that's his brain broke and that's how he processed his trauma. So they just enabled him through it, which is really bad.
Hi.
Follow me, I know the way. I've seen the spirits dance in this lake in the evenings. They sing a song not unlike yours, really, not unlike the sprites.
And so, we played the game again, for one last time. It didn't matter that there were no maps, or dice, or no monsters. Pardieu saw the monsters. We did not. We saw nothing but the death of hope, and the loss of our friend. And so we played the game until the sun began to set, and all the monsters were dead.
Please, guys, don't do that.
Please don't do that. Just seek help.
Seek
take your meds.
professional help.
Seek professional help. Take your meds. Talk to people.
Yes.
Oh yeah. It triggered me too much about. There's a candle right in the middle of the freaking map.
That's your biggest takeaway. It's the candle in the middle.
Yes,
of the map.
and candles everywhere. You know.
Satine Phoenix.
Shout out to Satine Phoenix because she's beautiful and lovely.
God, issues, I guess, with the story. Props on them for the immersion, getting to feel what the player actually sees. Like, I thought it was pretty cool when the monster popped up, the green dragon, whatever.
The monster costume.
The monster costume was awesome. Just that green dragon when he popped out. That's kind of
kobold.
Yeah, kind of weak and see. Like, we put our own interpretations into it, and a lot of people do when they write, especially the first backstories, they slip in a little bit of their personal issues in life, like. If you're dealing with just issues with your family or like alcoholism or something, like you kind of write that into your character subconsciously, and D&D can be a good therapy for that. But when it goes to this fucking extreme,
I
know.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm fucking mad about it. It takes it again, like everything, a little bit just too far. But as Hollywood, fucking SNL skit a couple of weeks ago, fuck nerds. They're stupid and they wear glasses.
Real quick.
What? Yeah.
Tabitha showed me an article based about the movie and the novel that the movie was based off of. This paragraph reads, "The public received the novel amidst a climate of uncertainty regarding the new pastime of role-playing games. Jaffe's account was read by many as a legitimate depiction of role-playing games, as many of her readers had no prior knowledge of the subject. In fact, in a 1985 psychiatrist and anti-television violence activist, Thomas Radecki of the National Coalition on Television Violence cited a fictitious letter written by a character in this novel as proof that D&D had caused the death of the gamers." What are your thoughts on that?
What? So...
What are your thoughts on that?
It sounds a lot like what's still happening today. Whim Hills give you cancer. Just like someone says some bullshit thing and then
we gotta cut it. It's too political.
Cause gun violence.
Yeah, it's
video games cause gun violence. That's a good point.
It's fear mongering and just propaganda that's always been there.
It's basically blame.
We have an issue
based off of ignorance. That's what I was looking for.
It's just
fear mongering based off ignorance.
Fear mongering based on ignorance.
There's something going on politically. Oh, let's just blame somebody.
Yeah, and that happened a lot with it's happening kind of right now. Europe is censoring memes. It's just, we don't understand this. There is a possibility to harm someone.
So we're taking it away.
Fucking cut the cancer at the source.
Yep.
That's kind of what it is. Or blame it. And Hollywood, as an amazing thing as it is, kind of makes that go more mainstream. If you hear it multiple times, that obviously must be true. Yeah, fuck, man.
You wanna say something good about the movie now?
Yeah. So the movie is.
Tom Hanks is sexy.
Tom Hanks' nipples are great. Every scream. Tom Hanks did a great job acting. Everything that felt off about the movie, honestly, I blame on script. It's like, I love you. What do you want me to do, director? Just stand still. You're talking in a fucking tunnel. Can I move my hands? No, your nipples are hard.
Celebels.
But I walk with Glacier the fighter.
The holy man must walk alone.
No, wait, please.
I think the movie, again, I think the movie tried hard into making this as a sharing light into a dark possibility for role-playing games at the time, because that's kind of the new kid on the block, and the fear of what is a role-playing game, the fear of what will happen if you think about your demons, if you have something that impacts violence or stabbing or worshiping other deities. Like, those things in our society, are they dangerous? Let's play on that role. Great concept. Bad fuck movie. Watch the movie, dude. It's fucking. It's a good movie.
Go watch the movie.
Yeah, it's
Hail to
good.
Gary.
Yeah,
I'm saying it a while.
Hail to Gary.
Oh, hell, Gary. Hell,
Hail to Gary.
I've already said it a while ago. If
Hail
you
to
want to
Gary.
watch a comedy, go ahead.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Get a little bit out.
It's an entertaining movie. It is a bad film. Let's say that. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Cinematography was kind of off. The costuming was extremely mundane. The music was horrible.
Music.
Oh my god.
Oh,
the music
no.
was bad.
I felt like the production was put together as quickly as Jaffe did with writing this book.
I agree that the production felt like it was rushed, as equivalent to how the book was rushed and the little research they could have done. And also, fairness to say, at that time era, how could you research this material? It's you don't have the internet as like freely. I have Alexander's encyclopedia in here, fucking the whole library
I also
of the
could have
world.
talked to a person.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. Well, do more. I don't know. Fucking subscribe and shit.
If you like it, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, comment, subscribe. We play D&D for real. Go to our Twitch. Link
What
down.
days do we play D&D?
Oh, we play D&D on Wednesday. We play a Harry Potter game, and on Friday we play a homebrew. Wednesday at 6 p.m. Friday at 8:30. 5th edition. Stuff to be said. It's cool. Go watch it.
Donation.
Donations. Give us money.
Coffee. We have a coffee.
Coffee. Yeah, coffee. We have a coffee. Go do that. We have a Patreon though, but don't fucking do Patreon because they steal money from us. Okay, bye.
A holy man. In reaching the 9th level, I have acquired many magic spells and charms, the greatest of which is the graven eye of Timur.
Baby shark, doo 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 doo, baby shark, doo 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 doo, baby shark. Mommy shark, doo 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 doo, mommy shark, doo 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 doo, mommy shark, doo 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 doo, mommy shark. Daddy shark, doo 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 doo, daddy
We're doing
shark,
this whole thing. You started.
Daddy shark, doo 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 doo, daddy shark.